Freedom for life.
Good morning. It is Wednesday, Friends Day, February 18th, 2026. The Anti-Hero broadcast is the news entertainment broadcast for veterans, first responders, and all blue-collar Americans. The show is, of course, brought to you by GhostBed. Go to ghostbed.com/antihero. Save 10% on their already ridiculously low prices, pillowcases, mattress toppers, cooling, patented technology sheets, and award-winning mattresses. 60,000 plus 5-star rating and reviews. In-house customer service, free shipping, big one because those mattresses are big, free shipping and free returns if you don't like it. Go to ghostbed.com/antihero. Save 10% and it'll tell them that we sent you. And of course, our boy Jim over at Elevated Silence. Go to elevatedsilence.com. Use promo code ANTIHERO15 and save 15% on your suppressor. Exercise your Second Amendment rights. Utilize a can. They have everything from 22s to 50 cals. They'll walk you through the process. It's actually a lot simpler than you'd think. Jim's the man. He'll hook you up. ElevatedSilence.com. Use promo code ANTIHERO15 to save 15% off your suppressor. Dude.
Good morning.
Did you see Shia LaBeouf got arrested again?
No.
It is all over the tabloids. So he went down to Bourbon Street in New Orleans. And this is like, so there's a video of him getting, like, I don't want to say knocked out, but like fighting, and he went down. You can't find it anywhere, but it exists because there's still shots of it. But he gets drunk. He ends up at an establishment. Bouncers kick him out. He assaults somebody outside. He batters somebody outside. Misdemeanor. He leaves the scene and he comes back and he does it again. And I think that's where he got he got hit, gets treated by an ambulance, taken to the hospital, and then arrested at the hospital. Every tabloid keeps saying terrorizes, in quotes, terrorize New Orleans, but I'm assuming that's probably like an array type thing. Like they have a statute that says something silly like terrorize.
Yeah, everybody got some different language or verbiage for something. Resisting arrest is called this and there, and that's called there. So there's another video of some black kid getting like smacked around. Did you see that one?
No, but hold on, I got
walks up and okay. There's a lot.
Oh yeah, Daniel. It said it was Cormier's manager that got hit or hit the guy.
Okay.
So Daniel Cormier's manager is involved in some way.
Okay.
All right. I actually might have that, but let me see. Share screen.
For those joining to see the sheriff, he'll be on in about 10 minutes. He's got a trial today as well, so he's going to squeeze us into his life. So we're going to go over some of these current events and then have him on here shortly. Yeah, I saw the elbow as well. Yeah, he got it. But I'm again AI. I'm scared. And I'm like, I almost posted it, and I'm like, is this AI?
So that's really the only video that there is. I mean, there's some other videos of him like with his shirt off, like trying to challenge the crowd. I think the crappiest part about this is that he was going through all that years ago. He was doing that all the time, and he got sober. And then he went on a bunch of podcasts and stated, talked about God and talked about sobriety and the problems that come with alcohol and drugs and where he's at now. And, he's a kind of a Looney Tune anyways. I mean, he gets his body altered based on movies that he's permanently altered based on movie roles. And he's one of those victims of the Disney Channel stuff when, they were kids and probably fucking molested and shit. But
whenever I think of him, I think of like that video of him at the stoplight, like smoking weed, right? That's him in that video, like the famous video. Yeah. He's like,
or fucking say Jesus Christ, say his fucking name, or the video with him like this, that's it's a meme. So
yeah, I think that whole, obviously now with the Epstein stuff coming out, that whole generation of Hollywood and those young kids, and there's accusations about Bieber and all these celebrities, and God knows what these kids were going through back then when they were young actors in that wonderful world of Hollywood and Scientology and the other religion.
But yeah, no, that's the knockout does look like there's a chance it could be AI. It was just I saw it once, and usually when something like that happens, it's as you scroll, it's everywhere. So that would be the indicator. Let me see if I can't find it. I wish I had a real producer. I know Justin's listening. Justin's producing for us today. What? Okay, I say I wish in house like a producer, but
malfunction.
If you find that video of this dude getting knocked out, because the way the video ends is that the big dude that hits him is walking out the door, and the little dude goes and starts punching him in the back, and the video ends. Like, why would you end the video there?
I was concerned it was AI because there was 2 incidents with that kid in the same day. Like he said somebody's going to smack him, and he gets smacked in one video at a different location. And then the dude I saw was like, "You're the one that got smacked before," and he's like, "Yeah, ain't nobody else going to smack me." And the dude fucking destroys him. I'm like, "Is this going on? Like, how come nobody's getting arrested?"
Yeah, I don't know if I can't remember who posted it. It was just on my timeline. There's Shiloh. There's old Shiloh. That's another video. Cool. Justin's doing it.
Is he?
Like, yeah, that's Justin.
Not looking real well. It's been horrible.
Justin, you got to click to exit full screen. Click to exit full screen.
Where's Lewis? Get Lewis back in here.
Oh, that's okay. I haven't seen this. That's him on the ground as he got. Yeah, they're holding him down, saying, "Stay down, stay down."
Oh, he's getting a 2-piece. Getting that 2-piece combo, man.
But the guy's trying to hold him down. He did. He was fucking trying to fight everybody. He was out of his fucking mind.
He's not sober anymore.
No, that's the biggest letdown of it all. And I'm not saying that a guy you can't relapse and make a mistake by any means. I'm just saying it's like a kind of like a fan. It's a little hard to see somebody in that state.
I don't remember him. What was he in Disney?
Even Stevens.
Okay.
When he was a kid. I mean, I know you don't remember that because you were already in the army when that show came out.
I had 4 kids jerk off, so I just remember that show.
They're older than me.
I went. No, they're not. I went through that Disney phase. I don't remember him. Maybe if I saw him, I remember. Like, what about Saved by the Bell? You got to remember that.
No, that was before my time, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
That's a lie. I'm lying. It wasn't before my time, but I didn't like the show. I gotta correct myself when I'm sitting here trying to sound like I'm not almost 40.
Had a great day in Patreon Tuesday yesterday. All the boys were in there.
That was fun. We're building a race car.
That's an interesting message I sent you this morning, right?
Yeah.
We had a Patreon member. We interact with every Patreon member. They join and all that. We always thank them for joining. And I sent a message to a gentleman that joined Patreon again, paid. And I said, "Hey man, thanks for joining Patreon." And he responded with, "I got out of it because I was sick of the soft fucking fanboy stuff."
Because I was a member previously, but left because I was getting tired of hearing special ops war stories. Glad it's for the boys again. Didn't serve, just a former prison guard. Like, but that's literally the type of people that we are. That's the type of community. So Jimmy would be like, "Don't you ever fucking say that again."
Oh boy.
I don't really have much other than a late sheriff.
My episode of Cobville drops at noon. If you guys are interested after the show, another admin nuke fired.
What? You're taking it to admin?
Yeah.
Dude, I never would have suspected that.
I got a I might ask the sheriff about this when he comes on. We got a captain that uses his company vehicle to do whatever he wants, man. Go to the airport 2 hours away, take his kids to school, and it's good for them, but not good for everybody else. And they think they're sneaky, but people are sick of it.
Clearly not that sneaky.
Well, there's people are sick of hearing the budget crisis and all the crying on the meetings when they watch command staff just recklessly do whatever they want.
I'm going to read the sheriff's bio real quick. Sheriff Derek Sanders served the citizens of Thurston County as a deputy for 6 years before securing an election win against the incumbent to become Thurston County's 24th sheriff. During his tenure as a deputy, he engaged in community service events, was awarded the Medal of Valor and 2 Life Savings awards, and a statistical top performer in proactive policing efforts. As sheriff, Sanders has worked with voters to increase staffing by 31%, led historic crime reduction efforts in 2024, helped deliver record pay increases for all of his staff, and secured a new headquarters building for the first time in nearly 50 years. Since 2023, Thurston County has
garnered. Typo.
Oh, I have my glasses on. Garnered national attention for being a highly proactive, community-oriented police officer that provides deputies with the best tech, ample training, and trust to do the job they signed up for.
So I'll go back to how I first came in contact back in July of this year, or July of 2025. I was getting a lot of messages about him. People were sending me his bio and some of the stuff they were doing.
He's 28, right?
28, yeah. So I reached out and I said to him, people tell me you're a squared away sheriff. And he said, I appreciate that. We get our work done, hold ourselves accountable, and have fun doing the job. Our community digs it for sure. And I said, well, there's not a good, that's good. There aren't many out there that do it right. So I applaud it. He said, thank you. So then I reached back out, obviously last week, to talk to him about coming on. So he's very active. He got involved in messages, and I received, I talk a lot of smack about admin, but I try to highlight the good as well. This was a guy that's obviously a sheriff. I'd go after a lot of sheriffs, but I was told, hey, this guy's pretty squared away. You guys, might want to talk to him. So here we are.
So, and obviously we have all seen this video, but just in case anybody has not seen this video, before we bring Sheriff Sanders on, we'll just—
this is kind of what sparked it recently for people reaching out to me again to have him on.
Gander, and we're obviously going to keep our opinions to ourselves and be very professional, as the sheriff was himself. But this is the video that gained national attention.
What am I doing here?
Why are you here?
I was just doing a collision report, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you guys going to be here much longer?
Until I'm done doing my job.
Because one of the teachers, when I dropped off over there, said y'all been circling since about 8.
Okay. Well, I'm just doing my job, so the quicker I do
Your
my
job
job—
at the elementary school since about 8 a.m.?
I wasn't here.
There was a collision here at the elementary school?
You have a good day. I'm going to continue to do my job.
You work for us, and you're scaring these families.
Okay. Well,
you should probably go do your job where your job lives, because I don't see that it needs to be right here all morning.
I'm going to explain something.
Mm-hmm.
The person that I was just working with left approximately 5 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
This was a collision report for them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing my job.
Can
I
you
gave them all their information.
Can you maybe, like for a second, acknowledge that you could be a really upsetting sight for people right now?
Look, ma'am, I'm just doing my job.
I get it. I get it. But like, for us to be able to collaborate with y'all at all going forward, you're going to have to show us some humanity. You're going to have to show us that you understand the circumstances and the feelings that you evoke, because like, it would be so rad to feel like you're here for us. It would be so rad to feel like you guys get it and understand that you are actually the defending line between us and the fucking fascism. But until like that's overt, that's overt that you're part of our community,
well, ma'am,
then I don't think you should be lingering
with
here.
Absolutely all due respect, I'm not going to continue to go back and forth. I'm going to try to finish my job as fast as possible. Okay. Keep in mind that you are cussing. We are in front of the school. So please just keep that in mind, okay?
I'll give you that. That's fair.
Okay, so the quicker I get this done, I can leave, okay?
Yeah.
I'm not really not trying to bother you,
really be thinking about these kids and these moms.
Look, I get it, ma'am.
You know what moms are going through right now, right?
I do understand that, but let me just please, I'll get this out of the way and I'll be out of everyone's hair,
I sure would appreciate that.
Yep. You have a good rest of your day, okay?
You too.
Oh, man. I was getting flustered just listening
I would have not been as nice.
You know, when you're like arguing with like your wife or something, you get really passionate about it, and then you get like, I was feeling myself get that way. That guy, smooth like butter. But without further ado, Sheriff Sanders, everybody.
How you doing?
Hey,
what's up, man?
How's it going?
Good. I'm doing really good. Doing really good. Yeah, it's that video's made its rounds. So
I know. Sorry for subjecting you to it one more time.
The sheriff is a working sheriff and actually has court at some point today, but he's still gracious enough to join us. You don't hear that very often, that the actual sheriff of the county has court. What's that about?
I have court a lot. Yeah, I probably work patrol. I mean, during the daytime, it's hard, obviously, with all the meetings and whatnot. But at nighttime, I usually try to get out once, twice, maybe up to 3 or 4 times a week just to see what's going on. And I do make arrests, so got to go to court.
So let's touch on that. What is it? So you run the jail, you're it, right? You run everything.
Yeah, so I'm the sheriff of Thurston County here in Washington. It's actually the capital county, so Olympia is the capital of Washington State. We have about 305,000 people in our county, so it's not a small county. It's the 6th largest county in our state. I got elected at 29 years old. I was a deputy for 6 years and was basically like, I don't really like how things are being done around here, so I ran against my boss. He was a 12-year incumbent, and I beat him by 10 points. And then I'm kind of finishing up my first term here in office, and I'm also in charge of, the jail, civil, patrol. We have a regional SWAT team that falls under the sheriff, so it's a big responsibility. It's a $67 million budget, and but there's not a day that goes by that I don't like working the road and don't remember that that's exactly what I do all this for. So
what is it like? So you're the boss. You walk into jail with an arrestee. What is that like? I mean, guys are looking at you. You're in charge of everything. Do they obviously treat you a little different, or how does that go down when you come walking in the jail with an arrest?
Oh, so the jail's interesting. So when I ran for sheriff, I did not have the support of the jail. They endorsed the incumbent, and there was kind of this sentiment of like, Sanders is bad. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's 29 years old. He's going to ruin this place. And keep in mind, when I ran for sheriff, the jail was basically shut down. It was only accepting a small sliver of crimes because of COVID and all that stuff. Yeah. And one of my promises was, we're going to get out of this slump. We're going to go back to taking people to jail and having that authority to do that work. And so there was a lot of, I think, question marks for the jail. But since then, I feel like I've delivered for them. I've tried to, we gave them a record pay increase. We bolstered staffing a little bit. We've given them new equipment and technology. So at first, I think they were like, who's this dude bringing? I mean, like the sheriff is bringing these people in. But now I feel like I have a good relationship with most of our corrections staff. And it's interesting. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. And I will say on the patrol side, people seem to like it that, the sheriff is out there with them. And I don't really shy away from any of the 911 calls. It was funny, my first year in office, we had this big pursuit thing going on in Washington State where we couldn't pursue vehicles. And I changed the policy to align with state law to let us chase for DUIs. And, our deputies, you could tell they were nervous. They're like, well, we just don't really chase cars anymore. And 6 days into the job, I'm in my Class A dress uniform on my way in and got into a pursuit with a DUI. And we ended up capturing him. My undersheriff, or my chief at the time, 40'd him. A canine bite. And it was like, this is the tone that we're setting. If you're going to commit crime here, we're going to get after it.
Beautiful. So you unseated a 12-year incumbent?
Yes.
Okay. What do you think was the most important factor to come in as a deputy to be able to unseat a 12-year incumbent? What was your mindset, and how do you think that happened? What did you do to make that happen?
Well, if you've been in law enforcement for any significant period of time, you know that a lot of your career comes down to timing. It's timing. A lot of it is timing. It just so happens that the one spot you wanted wasn't open, but a guy decided he had a better opportunity somewhere and retired early, and it opens up for you. I think that was the same thing for me. The stars kind of aligned. There was a sense, I think, in Thurston County that things had gotten a little stale. And I say that in the sense that, the sheriff that I ran against is the one that swore me in. So, for a while there, I was enamored, right? He swears you in. And then as you kind of get more seasoned in the work, your eyes open up a little bit. And you're kind of like, ugh, like we could do a lot of these things better. But I would say that one of the mindsets that I had going in that I definitely made the mistake of was when I first ran, I was really doing it for the people next to me. So it was the shoulder to shoulder. I didn't like how the deputies were being treated. We were having a mass exodus. We'd lost, I think, 12 deputies in 6 months, somewhere in there, which at the time, that was about a third of our patrol division. So at that point in time, I was really doing it for the deputy next to me. And so I'm running this campaign and I'm telling the public how bad it is for us, kind of the sob story, and it wasn't working very well. And then I had this epiphany that, I can take care of my employees once I'm in office. But really, the most important thing is to go explain to the community what I'm going to do for them. And once I had that epiphany, once I changed my mindset about really focusing on the community first, what I think their expectations are. Thurston County is very unique. I'm not oblivious to the politics here in Washington State and where I live, but that doesn't mean it's impossible to navigate. It's not impossible. The standards might be different. I would agree that the residents of Thurston County have much higher standards than maybe some other places in the country. Washington State as a whole has much higher standards in terms of we have a lot of training. We have a lot of expectations from lawmakers, but it's not impossible. I think there kind of gets to the sentiment of like, oh, you can't do anything there. And that's simply not true. The sheriff's office, we chase cars, we put people in jail. We also show up to as many community events as possible. We try to get to know our people before we police them. So we've really put in the work, and as a result, we have like a really, really good relationship with our community.
Good. So one of the things, go ahead, Tyler.
I was just going to ask, what, when you went and ran for sheriff, was that people like, when kind of like when any promotion process, we always say the best leaders are the ones that people have told you should do it. And you're like, man, I don't know. I never really thought about it. Or was this something in you, like, in order to make change, we always talk about it. You want better corporals, sergeants, lieutenants, yet the guy will sit there and cry about it, but never take the test. Was that something that you felt inside yourself?
So this was one of those scenarios where I never had any intention of running for sheriff or getting into politics at all. Just wanted to be a beat cop, really wanted to be a canine handler, maybe join the SWAT team at some point in time. Like that was my career path trajectory that I anticipated for myself. When I felt that things were getting really stale, I had two options ahead of me. One, I could leave, which I started that process. I was about halfway done with my Texas Peace Officer cert through TCOL to transfer down south. Because I'm like, this is just getting to be too much. And when all the police reform laws after the George Floyd killing happened, it just fell apart. Like you could tell how shallow things were. Like all we really relied on as an agency historically was the ability to do the work. And there wasn't much left when that was taken away from us. And so we saw that kind of exodus. So I actually was out looking for people to run. I said, hey, hey, chief, you should run. Oh, no, I'm not going to run. Hey, you should run. And the one thing I got back from people was, oh, I'm not going to run, but you do well. And I'm like, well, I'm 28. So I'm 28 years old. Like I don't need to be running for sheriff. And then it got to the point where, keep in mind, I told you, this is the sixth largest county in Washington State. It's 305,000 people. No one ran against him. No one declared. And so at the last minute, I put my name in the hat.
Nice.
So how far out from the election?
Oh, I declared in April, and then the election was in November.
So you were in a crunch course at that point.
If you're in the political world, 7 months ain't enough time.
No, usually it's 2 years. Usually everybody goes like 2 years out is when everybody announces.
Yep.
What did how did the climate affect you in the building when you finally announced? Like, what was that like walking around there every day?
Oh, it was that was the toughest year of my life, probably. So that was in 2022. So I declared, and at first it's really cool. If you ever run for office of any kind, you'll find that it's got these big ebbs and flows. So at first it's really cool because, deep down people are like, yeah, this place is stale. Like I would be interested to see what change could look like. But then that cops hate change. They hate things staying the same. So we got into this immediate mode where like even some people who were my district partners, who I considered friends, they kind of distanced themselves from me. I'd pull up to roadside with them after a call and they'd be like, hey man, I gotta run by, I gotta go anywhere other than here. Yeah, It was kind of this weird thing.
My penguins need to eat. I gotta go home and feed my penguins. Like I gotta
100%. And I think it kind of got to this point where people are like, you don't have a chance at winning, and I don't want to be associated with you when you lose.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, so it was a very lonely year. It was a very lonely year. I spent a lot of time just sitting in my car by myself, because here's the other thing I had to accept too, and this was really hard for me. I really like proactive policing. I really like getting out after it and doing good police work and finding stuff that doesn't want to be found. Well, when you're running for sheriff, the first thing your campaign team will tell you, stop all that. Stop all that. Because if you go out here and you get into some crazy stuff, it's going to be used against you. So it was a hard year for me to sit back and kind of like just handle the 911 calls and do the work. But that's not my style. That's never been my energy level. So it was definitely a lonely year. And naturally, everyone wants to side with who they think is going to be the winner, and no one thought I was going to win.
I bet you had a lot of friends in January of 23, though. I bet you had a lot of close friends around January that year.
Yeah, not so lonely after that.
Yeah. The circle grows real fast, huh?
It does. Yeah.
One of the things I always get after, and if you follow anything I post on Cobville, I kind of get after admin. So I want to talk like overall, the nationwide, the thing I get from guys is this massive disconnect between administration and the guys. And there's like a wedge with command staff where we're allowed to do this and we're going to tell you to do that. How do you encourage your command staff to minimize that disconnect? And what do you do as an agency to keep that disconnect down so that there's not like these guys and it's one big separate group? And how do you keep it together?
Well, I don't want to pretend like I have this all figured out. So this is not coming from a place of expertise. We have our own issues at the sheriff's office, just like every other agency does. We've had major rifts with our union, just disagreements on how discipline should be imposed, and different things like that. But what I will say is, I think what you really find in all of this is that your relationships are proximal, right? So the more time that you spend around a group of people, the more likely it is that they're going to like you and respect you and want to be around you. It's like a shift, right? So when you work in a shift and police work, you're your team. But then the other team, you might talk some crap about. You might not know them as well. You might see something in the past on that makes you laugh and you're like, oh, those guys are dorks. But then if you went and actually spent some time around them, your opinion would likely change. I think that's the same thing with admin and rank and file. Like if you spend all of your time locked inside your office, never talking to people, you say you have an open door policy, but that door sure is closed often. If you're never out there in the field, if you never stop by your jail, if you never check on your people, that's a pretty easy way to guarantee there's going to be a rift. I don't know how anyone can consider that leadership. And, I've started to have the honor and the ability to go to some leadership classes, which is super cool. So some LEDA classes and some different things that I didn't have an opportunity to do as a deputy. And the first thing that clicked in my mind when I'm there is like, okay, it's really great that as the sheriff, I'm going to these classes, but like, how do we start getting our own rank and file people to these classes before they become formal leaders? Because it seems like something that we kick the can down the road. So I just think that getting people formal leadership classes so they understand how relationships are built and what influence actually is. And then also the ability to have your command staff go out and do things. The chief of detectives is showing up to detective callouts. My patrol chief and I go to every single SWAT call out. We go to all of them. We go to all that stuff. And it's not even so much that I'm there directing traffic, because these people know way more than I do. I'm not a SWAT operator. I'm not a SWAT expert, but I can stand by and say, what do you need? So I just think that some of the things like that are how you start to bridge that rift, with the understanding that it is a labor relationship. So there are always going to be points in time where we disagree. As the sheriff, I would love to pay all my employees $500,000 a year. It's not going to happen. That's not how that process works. So I try to control what I can control, which is the working conditions, the policies, the procedures, trying to do the things that actually encourage people to go out and get their jobs done. And then I have one more thought on that too. And that is that discipline is a big piece in law enforcement. The community has a very strong interest in discipline. The deputies have a very strong interest in discipline. One of the things that I think is interesting that I've caught on to as a trend around the country is a lot of cities and some sheriff's offices probably have these like voluntary police oversight boards. So they bring in these panels to kind of like oversee their police departments in a lot of cases where there isn't even a pattern of abuse or corruption. They're just kind of proactively having these oversight panels. And here's what I think is really interesting about those. We've had a massive influx of laterals over the last couple of years who want to come work at the sheriff's office. And that's really great to me. That's validating. At the same time, in this region right here, I've fired more deputies and more employees than any other agency. And I publicly post it. I say, hey, so-and-so got a DUI. We terminated them. So-and-so got arrested for a felony. They're terminated. They don't work here anymore. So we don't share their names. We're not trying to get people doxxed, but we do share that misconduct. And you kind of take your lashings in the comments section for a little bit. But then I watch all these police oversight boards. We know that there's misconduct that occurs in these agencies, and they don't even tell the public about it. And so I'm like, you guys are getting the worst of both worlds. You have this oversight board that's causing all this fear and discontent inside your agency. But then when people do mess up and they get fired, you still don't talk about it. And so my whole thing is, I think you can really improve the morale of your deputies by holding people accountable. Yep, some people got to be fired. That just is what it is. And also really overtly supporting your staff when they do good work. Like if you can do both those things, I think the public is on board. They're ready. Like they're looking for that.
I did see some stuff looking at oversight board. Are you a fan of a civilian oversight board? What is your feeling about that?
It depends. I think that if you've got a department that's got like a long-standing, patterns and practices of corruption and abuse, then there's not really much alternative. I mean, we see these cities, these big cities that go through a new police chief every 12 months, and there's no stability. And at some point in time, I mean, you've got to get creative about how you're going to kind of like rebuild that trust with the community. On the other hand, what I don't believe in is proactively bringing in a panel that's designed to critique and kind of like demoralize your staff when they're like, wait, what did I do wrong again? I've been here for 13 years and don't have anything in my file. I've never seen anyone commit serious misconduct around here. And so we're in the process of doing a community advisory board, which is much different, as you know.
Okay.
But these oversight boards, they actually have authority. I mean, one of our local boards has the ability to basically weigh in on promotional stuff. I mean, it's significant. It's not just a Tuesday meeting where they're drinking coffee and talking about the cops. It's significant. So yeah, I'm kind of in the middle on oversight boards and how effective they are.
Yeah, that's bringing civilians in is always tough. And you're right. If it's an agency that's obviously got massive problems that everybody can see, I can see the need for it. But I guess what you're saying is if you're running a good agency and you feel like you're holding everybody accountable equally, you don't see a need to bring in civilians to police your agency.
No, an advisory board makes a lot more sense in that.
What explain that to us? What is your advisory board? What are they going to do?
So the advisory board is basically a panel, and what we try to do is we're trying to set up the bylaws for it right now. Is that it'll be pulled from every district. So we have 5 patrol districts. So that makes it pretty diverse across the county. And from that panel, basically they would have unlimited access to ride-alongs. They would get obviously tours. There's a potential to put them through like a civilian academy if we start that back up. So getting them competent in police work, and then from there allowing them to be kind of the relationship between the community that I can't always get out to. So they would have the ability to weigh in with me about policy, about procedure. If they have questions about a call, some body cam footage that they saw, and they want those answered, they would be able to then take that information and disperse it out to their own communities, whether that's the business community, whether it's a group of marginalized people at a church who don't feel like they have kind of that nexus with law enforcement. So to me, it's just an ability to have a sounding board. And one of the things that's really hard about being the sheriff, and it's tough, is that you don't know if you're doing a good job. You truly don't. Like Facebook likes don't count. Viral videos on Instagram don't count. What counts is whether or not the people right here in Thurston County are happy with the service they're being provided. And there's no report card for that. It's just if you run again, you get to find out.
Yeah.
So,
if you don't end up on Copville, you're doing somewhat okay. So let's.
Okay. All right. Good.
I have
a. Oh, go ahead, Mike.
No, go ahead.
I just have a question. So, obviously we saw how you treated your deputies when, I mean, I don't even want to, it was a routine call for service. Everybody probably can agree that he did not deserve the way he was talked to by a citizen. You standing up publicly is something that I just don't think we see a lot of. Even in a clear-cut case that most people would say that deputy did not deserve to be talked to like that. A lot of leaders probably still wouldn't publicly stand up because somehow that's you siding with your guys. But as far as use of force goes, or like here in Florida, technically we're allowed to smash your window with a baton and drag you out of it if you don't get out of your car. Technically, there's nothing, the most policy state that you can do that. However, it looks awful. It never looks good when you do that. I'm sure that will change throughout time, but as of right now in Florida and most policies, you're allowed to do that. So something of that nature that is not against policy, that is within policy, but looks really bad in the public eye. Maybe like we always say, like the public gets to see their sausage being made. Would you still take a stance on defending a deputy that did nothing wrong and was within policy? because we see it all the time. That did look bad and we're looking into it. And then they'll go, you're good. You're good. Go back out to work. I'll handle the media, and it's like, you're not standing up for them. I just figured I'd ask if you would do the same for proactive policing.
Yeah, so I actually just did the other day. It actually made national news, surprisingly. One of our civil unit who does evictions went out and tried to evict this guy. He's clearly got a crisis mental health issue. He has destroyed the house. That's why he's being evicted. He won't come outside. We know he's inside. He ends up lighting the house on fire with himself inside of it. So house is going up in flames. Deputies are out at the street taking cover behind their cars because if someone's willing to light their car on fire, it's safe to say they might do some other crazy stuff. So he ends up coming outside. Deputies 40 him, and they take probably a 30-yard 40 millimeter shot and hit him in the hand. He keeps walking. He goes to the backyard, arms himself with a machete. Deputies are doing a really good job of not compressing too much time. They're basically just, kind of shadowing him around. He takes cover behind a tree, does this, that, and the other. Anyways, they tase him with the taser 10 times. He falls down. He cuts it with the machete, cuts the wires off. They end up continuing to kind of, rotate around him, and he tries to run back to the front of the house. He gets tased again. He falls down in front of the house. Meanwhile, you've got this massive blaze going, right? I mean, massive blaze. You can tell it's hot by the video. And so they go over there and they get him to roll over after a minute. And as one of our sergeants is trying to handcuff him, the fire is hot. So the other deputy has his rifle, and I can see what's going through his mind, right? Like, first of all, this flame is really hot. I mean, it's really hot. And secondly, if he kneels down with a rifle and this dude decides to fight, that's a bad place to be, where he's got the barrel of your rifle. And so what he does instead is he places his foot right on the back of the dude's head. So he's basically standing back. You can see him kind of like standing away from the flame. He's got his foot directly on the back of this dude's head. The dude's like, really? You're going to put your foot on my head? And he's like, yep. And so the sergeant's trying to handcuff him. And then as this is going on, the sergeant can't get the handcuffs on because the flames are too hot in his face. And so one of the deputies next to him actually says, hey, get your foot off his head. So we kind of have like this forced intervention, if you will, right? Not that it's excessive force, but the deputy recognized, like, it's not a good look, right? When you're just standing on this dude's head. And he's not like putting pressure on it. He's just like, don't move. Like, don't move. We're trying to get you handcuffed. You're next to this big ball of fire. One of our sergeants, he's like 6'8", 300 pounds. He just drags this dude out to the road and handcuffs him. So they get him all handcuffed. And that obviously caught people's attention, especially in a place like Thurston County. They're like, I really didn't like the fact he put his foot on his head. And so I actually went back and forth in the comments and 100% defended him. I said, listen, I don't think that was the prettiest thing in the world. And maybe there was a better alternative. I'm not disagreeing with that. But what I can do is go through the gram factors with you really quick about the severity of the crime. Arson first degree. It was a duplex. So he lit it on fire with someone else living next door. So you have the most serious Class A felony that you can get in Washington State. You've got the attempt to flee out the backyard. He's actively armed with a machete. He's actively resisting. He's fighting through tasers. Now the stakes are really high because we're next to this giant fireball with trees catching on fire. And so after all of that, I was basically like, listen, I don't think this was excessive force. Do I think that maybe it could be done better? Sure. But in the grand scheme of things, when things are moving quick, this is not a scenario where we're going to discipline this deputy or request the prosecutor look into it. This is doing business, and it's not always really pretty. Sometimes they get to see the sausage get made. So I think that's an example of another time. And I try to be really overt when I think deputies are doing the right things for the right reasons.
Yeah, and I think my wife brought this up when I was talking to her about it. I think you said something along the lines of, we can both be right at the same time, even though it doesn't look great. Like, there's nothing wrong with putting your foot on somebody's head. Nothing wrong with it. If that's the scenario that it requires it, and there's going to be half the people hate it. It looks terrible. He's a tyrant. He's a terrible human. And the other people go, stop resisting. You won't get a boot on the back of your head. But I think you navigated that very well, that just because you didn't like the way it looked doesn't mean that it's wrong.
Correct. Yeah. Well, and if you guys are familiar with a lot of the Gracie tactic stuff, that's a big piece of what they teach. A big piece of like the entire Gracie model is, okay, when someone has a knife and it's under them, it's totally legal to just keep hitting them with a baton until they give it up. But if you want to do the things that look better and don't look excessive, we can actually teach you things that are more effective at subduing people and don't look like you're just absolutely beating them on the side of the road. And so that's what I can appreciate about our defensive tactics guys is like, it's kind of that search for like this never ending perfection of how can we continue to do better. And as you know, in defensive tactics, controlling the head controls the body. So yeah, a foot, maybe people don't like the look of it, but absolutely we train to pin people down, by their head because they can't. It's hard to move your body.
Yeah, I think it wasn't a knee.
Well, true. Yeah, great point, right? Like that's a politicized move.
You would have had a tougher time at all navigating what you just said if it was a knee. You would have been in a real storm. So, but yeah, I mean, I like that mindset is that you have to be able to look at the community and say, hey man, I'm sorry you didn't like what the guy did. And again, obviously not excessive, but I know you didn't like the way it looked, but this is why he did it. And that's where I think your civilians coming along and seeing some of that stuff firsthand and your way you guys train, where they can go back in the community and go, hey, look, he wasn't trying to hurt the guy. This is what happened. And I've seen them in action or why they train that way. And that's where I like that idea of getting not civilians to be able to adjust your policies or interject with it. Of discipline, but be able to understand why you do things and then get that back out in the community, maybe on Facebook or some of those comments to help you guys defend like, hey, we weren't doing anything wrong. This is just how things happened.
Yeah. And I think that has to be a two-way street, right? So if that board came back and said, we just think it's such a bad look that you guys should never put your foot on someone's head again unless it's a deadly force scenario. And that's another piece of feedback that we should consider, right? I'm not saying that you have to take that and put it into policy, but I think that feedback is important. At the end of the day, the power that we have from our civilians is borrowed. It is borrowed power. That's all it is. So to some degree, we have to balance that. Like, I'm going to tell you how you need to be policed, but also you should have some input on how you're policed as well. That's both those things can be true.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I agree.
And I know from experience dealing with the media a lot on our platform, people like explanations. They'll come at you sideways 1,000%. And as soon as you explain why, they go, okay, thank you for explaining. Bye. Like, man, you could have just asked me.
All the time. I say that all the time. Historically, people can see what happened. That's never actually really been the problem. Dating all the way back to, the 90s, there's been video recordings of police activity. What people are just now starting to get, I feel like, is why. And the department to explain the why are the ones who seem to build trust at a higher rate and maintain it.
Yep, that's true.
So one of the things I noticed as well is when people take power. I saw it here locally where a sheriff took power and he's much older than you and it changed him. As you became a very powerful individual, what have you done to keep yourself grounded that your position is important and it's not about your ego and it's not about, you? What have you done and what do you tell yourself to make sure you stay in that lane of like, I have to make sure I work for my deputies and the people?
So we have a lieutenant governor here in Washington State who I really admire. He's very moderate. He's very balanced. He takes a very pragmatic approach. He leads the Civility and Politics Caucus in the Capitol, which if you've watched politics at all in the last decade, you know that it's the furthest thing from civil. So I can really appreciate that, especially as someone who's very moderate. And he said something to me one time. I saw it in a speech first, and then I had a chance to talk with him afterwards. He said that when he got into Congress, he was talking with a member of Congress who had been there for 30, 40 years. And this is a very prominent member in Congress, very well respected. And that member of Congress told him when he was a brand new freshman in Congress, he said, there's one thing you need to really, really remember during your time here in office. And he said, your position is of the utmost importance. You are representing a fraction of the American people. That's a huge deal. You are a national leader. Your position is the utmost importance, and you are not. You're not important. Your position's very important.
Yeah,
it's very important, but you are not. And that's what I needed to hear.
If the pendulum ever swing back, like we always talk about, every cop always talks about it, the pendulum swinging back. But if it ever came back around and people were interested in leading, your county as sheriff, and let's just say you've done enough for you, it was the experience. would you ever go back to being a road dog, a proactive cop again? Or is this something that you would want to take on further into politics because of the change that you saw just for running for sheriff? Could that go even higher, or do you want to go eventually back down to getting dope and guns and warrants?
So funny. I'll keep the story going. So the lieutenant governor, he kind of became a little bit of a mentor for me, because I'll be honest, I looked around at the law enforcement leadership landscape, like you guys might have, and I thought, there's not much I want to be like. To be honest, that I had a really, I'm dead serious, and it's not a disrespect thing. It's not. But I just looked around, and I'm like, I don't know. Like, I know what I want to be, and I don't know who to get it from. That I think that was like how my mindset was. So I had to find non-law enforcement individuals. So Denny Hack is our lieutenant governor. He is someone who's held almost every position. And so I asked him, I said, you know, Lieutenant Governor, everywhere I go at this point, I have people saying you need to run for governor. And, you know, that can be uplifting that people think that you are kind of destined for more than the office of sheriff. I guess that's how you want to look at it. And I said, but all I want to do is police work. Like, all I want to do is support police work. I'm obsessed with finding better outcomes for police, for both the officers involved and the people they're dealing with. And so I asked him, I'm like, when did you start getting like these higher aspirations? And it was hard for him to answer too, because it's I think it goes back to that. It's more about the opportunity than the desire for a lot of good leaders. It's not that we wake up necessarily, and I'm not saying I'm a good leader, but it's not that you wake up necessarily and you're like, yeah, today's the day that I'm deciding I'm going to be, you know, the governor. It's usually opportunity. Something comes up that you're just like, you know what, maybe this is a sign that I need to go do something else. With that being said, at this point in my life, right here, right now, I'd like to continue being the sheriff. And if I weren't the sheriff anymore, I would like to go back to being a graveyard cop.
Either one or the other, baby.
Has anybody filed to run against you?
Yes.
Somebody you know?
Yes.
Somebody works for you?
Yes.
Oh, you get to be on the other side of that.
Yeah, I get to be on the other side of it, and it's all good. I don't have any hard feelings. It's a democratic process, so anyone who's eligible gets to throw their name in the hat. It'll be an interesting deal because he's my union president, and like I said, there's labor issues, right? And there's disagreements on how discipline should be handled. And I say that in the most interesting way because our discipline model has been that if you commit, like, to me, there's a difference between making an on-duty job mistake and committing misconduct. Like, those aren't the same thing to me. Like, if you crash a car in a pursuit, to me, that's different. I mean, hopefully, you know, no one's hurt. But if you curb your wheel and break your rim off during a pursuit, that's a lot different than stealing from the evidence room. Like, those are two different things, you know? And so for the people who go down like I'm going to steal, I'm going to lie, I'm going to cheat, like we just fire them. For the people who have gotten into car crashes and have made mistakes and, you know, left the PBT on the trunk of the car and, you know, those types of things, we have been almost non-existent on discipline. We have taken a training approach. So those individuals just get more training. And if you continue to stack up cars, like, we all have an expectation that you're not getting a new car every week. So it's been interesting to kind of go through that labor process of discipline because I was always just the deputy on the other side of that. And so jumping directly into the management side of things has been pretty interesting.
Without putting you too much on the spot, was your relationship with that person okay before you became sheriff?
Well, that individual has only been with us for 4 years. So
bang. Okay. Yeah.
So he got hired on. He was a cop for maybe a year. So he got hired on right when I was running.
Okay.
So yeah, but he really liked the former sheriff. So it's not actually, like, all these things make sense at the end of the day. It's not anything too crazy.
I know you got court and all, and I really appreciate your time, but I did want to ask you, the video when that viral video, when it surfaced and you first saw it, did you know how you were going to approach it, or did it take some like digging in yourself to kind of be like, I need to do this is the right thing to do, or were you like, man, this is BS?
No, this one was easy. Yeah, this was super easy. So the story is that So the day it happened, that night, I got a DM from someone on Instagram, and they just basically said like FYI or something like that. And people send me stuff all the time. It's by sheer happenstance that I even clicked on it, because I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of messages. And so I look at it and I'm like, oh, it's Deputy DeVito. I just swore that guy in. And I'm watching it and I'm like, oh wow, this is interesting. And I'm waiting for him to like do the thing, right? To like do the disrespectful thing, you know, because I can like, it was irritating me a little bit of just like, okay, like I get the concern. I will fold. I will understand the initial concern of like, hey, is everything okay?
Mm-hmm.
I see you're parked in front of the school. Is it safe to go in? Are my kids okay? Like that part I'm all good with. Once you get your explanation that he's there for a collision report, like now's the time to just go about your day. And so he did a really good job. And it was just shared to her profile at that point that I could see. So I left it alone. I was like, yep. I made a note to myself in my notes to put a letter of commendation in his file, because, you know, he did a great job. And that was it. I was done. I was all over it. I was like, that's pretty funny. I sent it to a friend, and I went to bed. Woke up the next morning and was like, oh, I see. Okay, this has gone nuclear. It's gone nationwide. And so that's when I decided to put our own explanation out, so that people weren't confused about kind of what that interaction was. And yeah, no, for me, it was the outcome of that was very easy to decide, though, of just putting a letter in his file.
Done beautifully.
Much time do you have, Sheriff? I don't want to keep you too long.
6 minutes.
Exactly. What kind of case you got today? What are you going to court for?
So in 2023, I'd just been elected. I was out working the road on a Saturday. I had just made an arrest. One of my deputies transported for me, and I was over here kind of in the area of my home. And so I was on my way home to grab some lunch when a vehicle pulling a junk trailer pulled out in front of me, failed to yield the right of way. And I swerved to miss the driver, to not hit him broadside. And I hit his junk trailer and got knocked unconscious and airlifted to the hospital.
Oh, Jesus.
So he ended up being high on methamphetamine. And so I now have trial for that today, 2 years later. So 3 years later.
Yeah, seems like a long process there.
Mike wants to know why you're not wearing your vest.
So I am not wearing my vest because like I said, I am in my driveway right now, getting ready to go back in.
You're going to put it on before you leave, right? You're going to put it on before you leave, right? All right. The vest goes on under there. If you got 2 more minutes, there was a bunch of layups. I'm going to give you a little bit. What do you think if going into this next election, what do you think do you need to most improve on for yourself to make the agency better? What would be if somebody said, hey, you know, you've been here 4 years. What do you need to do for yourself to make this place a better place? And why should you win the re-election?
So I talked earlier about how, so leadership is influence. It's your ability to influence others. And your ability to influence others has everything to do with your relationship with them. So that's kind of how I look at leadership through that kind of like that tiered system. So you have your overarching leadership, you have the influence that you're able to spend and get people to do things that you need them to do, not order them, but get them to want to do things. And then that's ultimately really dictated by your capacity for relationships with them. So, you know, the people that I've never met in my agency, which there could be, it's a big agency, they're less likely to do things because they believe in me and more likely to do things because they're being told to do them. Whereas the people who have spent time around me may be more inclined to be influenced by the things that I'm saying, the vision that I have. One of the things that's been unfortunate, so to give you just some context in the last 4 minutes, when I took over the sheriff's office in 2023, we had the second worst staff sheriff's office in the entire state of Washington. We were sitting at about 0.56 deputies per 1,000 citizens. If you know anything about kind of the per capita ratio, the state average in Washington is 1.3. The national average is 2.3, and Washington is dead last in the country. So you're basically you're taking over the sheriff's office that's the worst staffed in the worst state. Additionally, we were the lowest paid in the area. We don't have our own police headquarters. We are basically just hodgepodged across the county. Our fleet was falling apart. I mean, everything, it was kind of one of those things where it was like, I took office and I'm like, wow, if I just get one of these things done, then We've improved.
Hire one guy. We hired one guy. We're fine.
Yeah. And so my first year in office, I met with my county commissioners who were super supportive. And they said, hey, listen, we know that everything's terrible. There's no money. So if you want, we will put a ballot measure on the November ballot for you for funding, but you're going to have to go out and get it. So my first year in office, I went right from campaigning for myself to campaigning for the agency. And so we ended up passing a public safety sales tax, generating about $7 million a year for the sheriff's office. With that, we purchased 33 new FTEs, deputies, support staff. We purchased a new building, Axon body cameras, tasers. We revamped our entire fleet. We've done all those things, and it has been nonstop, 150 miles an hour for the last 3 years. What I'm hoping to really do in the next term is slow down a little bit. We don't have to go under 100, but we don't have to go 150. My goal really, and you'll hear the criticisms inside the agency is we don't ever see the sheriff. And I'm like, that's because I'm out in the community trying to build you support. I'm trying to meet with county commissioners and city electeds to rally people to say, hey, we really should care about how poorly staffed our law enforcement is in this state. Like, those are the things I've been really working on. Now that some of those issues are smoothing over, my goal now is really to spend more time with my employees, support staff. I only get to the jail maybe once a week. It'd be cool to get there a little more often.
That's more than most cops.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. But those are some of the things that I would like to be able to do, is build some stronger relationships with my own staff. It's just when you're going this fast and everything needs to be fixed all at once, there's only 24 hours in a day.
Yeah. Well, I commend you for coming on. Obviously the page takes a lot of shot at administration. I talk a lot of junk, but I've always encouraged people to come have a conversation. I hope this shows other administrations will absolutely listen. We'll let you talk. And Sheriff, I greatly appreciate you coming on.
Absolutely. Happy to come on whenever. So
thank you.
Thank you. All right.
See you guys.
All right.
Be safe.
Put your vest on.
I told Efren noticed as soon as he came in.
I had the questions up, so I was paying more attention to the questions in the comments. But yeah, he's. I'll give it to him. He's in his. There was a mix-up on AM versus PM. I assumed he thought I meant AM, and he thought I meant PM, but he was still able to fit us in before court, so that all worked out.
Okay.
But yeah, he will. He always wear. Actually, if you go to his page, you'll see him in his vest all the times. He's always got it on.
We're gonna take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
Over a century ago in 1910, the Flexner Report, funded by John D. Rockefeller and the Carnegie Foundation, re-engineered medical education from a holistic, whole-body approach, which appropriately treated the body as an interconnected system, to a compartmentalized approach under the guise of specialized medicine. They shut down or consolidated medical schools, marginalized naturopathic, homeopathic, and chiropractic medicine, replacing them with symptom management and synthetic drugs. Allopathy is a marketing strategy rooted in fear and manipulated science. This philosophy carried into veterinary medicine, resulting in over-vaccination, unnecessary surgeries, and manufactured food, just like they did for people. They call it care, but it's predatory and based in profitability. The truth? Toxicity, compromised immunity, and chronic inflammation. They're not fate. They're engineered. And so is your power to undo them. We built 3 targeted formulas to return the body to homeostasis, for pets and people, to detox, defend, and restore. We are the correction to decades of corruption. We are vengeance.
Hello.
Oh,
Hello.
and
That was a
we're
good one.
back.
That was a good
quick
one.
word from a few of our sponsors. Not that one. Not that one. That they all look the same. They're all white.
You know how hard Will Lewis works over there?
Crave creatine gummies. We all need creatine for a magnitude of reasons. Pulls water into the muscles for size and definition. Up to 30% more muscle mass, up to 30% more strength. When you take creatine, you give your body more power. That means you can lift more, recover faster, and stay sharp all day. All it takes is 3 gummies a day. Obviously, the studies have been coming out in the last 5 or 10 years that it has a really huge impact on your mental functions upstairs in the brain. So take 3 gummies a day. Go to trycrave.com and use promo code antihero15. You'll save 15% off your order. And trust us, they have actual creatine in them.
Yeah.
Goon tape.
Ooey nasty either.
Goon tape. Go to goontape.com and use promo code antihero15. Save 15% off your tape. They have tape primarily meant for firearms, but we use it for sports tools. We tape it on each other when we're bored. If you're a tactical athlete looking for an edge, try some moisture activated goon tape. It's made from ultra strong blend of natural and synthetic fibers to help keep you on target and in the fight, even when the work gets wet. Raid responsibly. Go to goontape.com/antihero. Save 15%. Oh no, actually, I don't think they do /antihero15. I think it's just antihero15 at checkout. Yeah. So, and of course, our buddy Chad over at Flatline Fiber Co. Go to flatlinefiberco.com and use promo code antihero15. Save 15%. Best rifle slings out there, IFAKs, dump pouches, med kits, anything you need for the range or for operations. Flatline Fiber Co. has it. And if you use promo code antihero15, you'll save 15% at checkout. I think we might be giving away one of their slings to Patreon here soon.
Yeah.
All right, we're back, boys.
So when my wife was very interested in this one, obviously being admin. So on the break, I asked how it went. She said, I would have done better, but you did okay.
Our wives are too what are they? Fucking confrontational, man.
No, she's great. She actually helped a lot of the questions because I get more comedy from me. I'd be cutting it up, but I think a lot of those questions I asked were generated by her, who's still in law enforcement and has a vested interest. But I think overall, I mean, that dude's pretty squared away, man. Like I would think walking in, and I don't know him other than what I see on the internet, so I don't work there. But based on my career, he seems like somebody I'd want to walk up to and be like, "Hey, man, like let's get at it."
Well, first off, he's fighting an uphill battle as a young sheriff. No, I guarantee you, when he tells somebody to do something, it's kind of like, I mean, we all deal with it. You're the young squad leader. You're the young sergeant. I don't want to like, hey man, I get it. All right, but I'm telling you to do something. Oh, okay. Like if I was older than you, you wouldn't be doing this.
But for his age, very mature. His answers are very mature. Way beyond me at 28. I was a fucking disaster at 28.
Oh my God. Yeah. I was thinking about that this morning. It's like 28 years old.
I just got 28. I just got divorced the first time I was a mess. I was a disaster.
You would have been one of those corrupt sheriffs. I
was already corrupt. That's why I was investigating, man. I was mid fucking drinking and acting crazy at that point. So I couldn't even fucking barely work a zone at 28, let alone be the fucking sheriff. But I mean, you got to take it. Obviously, it's his story. And but my initial assessment is I would think I'd want to work with him.
Yeah, for sure.
Tough area. I mean, to even be that aggressive enough to come on and talk with that climate out there, and a lot of the anti-police stuff was out in that area. So I
mean,
respect.
You got to think too. He took a leap of faith coming on our show.
Yeah, he had no idea. Other than, like I said, July, we went back and forth a few times, and I think I took a shot at him once in my story. I couldn't find it, and I mentioned it, and he didn't know about it, so I didn't rehash it. I think I took a shot at him one time on my story for his kit setup.
I mean, I don't know. He didn't have, like we always say, he didn't have to come on here. How many residents of fucking Thurston County, Washington, do you think watch this show?
No resident. Well, there's some people though. Like when I mentioned to some people, he gets sent to me quite often. So there's people that definitely are interested on Copville that want to hear about him. Yeah, there's no fucking Karen with the purple hair it's not deputy out isn't watching.
It's not like we're a Thurston public broadcast channel where he's going to be able to reach like half of his constituents. He came on here, but maybe he'll get some good lateral transfers, or maybe he'll get some good, social. The cool thing about him being young, dude, is that he's young enough to take advantage of the social media train, because a lot of these older sheriffs or older chiefs, It's not their fault. They're not in the social media generation, so they have to hire a social media person. And if that person sucks at what they're doing, because we've seen it, people will say I'm a social media person, and you're like, you're the worst social media person. If they don't get somebody good, then they kind of fall off that, or they become that agency that's a laughing stock.
That comment right there, I was going to get into it, but we didn't have time. He did take a pretty strong stance against the ICE shooting. He didn't like ICE's shooting in that Renee Good case, which the other sheriff, I think, that he's talking about actually was like, I'm glad she's dead. Like, so it was like, I think there was some back and forth about that. But I think his mentality as a leader and as a guy that's willing to come on a podcast and talk is very important, because that starts that accountability and transparency where a lot of my sheriff won't fucking even walk out of the building. He's a fucking coward. Like, he would never get on a show. And then like you've always said, if guys would just go on Mike's show, if an admin would get on there, it would make their agency go, hey, this fucking dude went on Copville. This guy was willing to talk. Came on.
How hard is it to laugh it off? You got us. It's like, yeah, we were in the wrong.
My fucking gun's on upside down. You got me. Like,
I would show up fucked up and tell you to find it. Like, I'd be like, find
the error. Yeah, like the fucking highlights magazine. Like, find the error. But when I say you're out of touch, like, one of my themes is they're out of touch. Like, this guy is he got it. He's figured it out. You're right. He walked in. He had no idea. We could have shit on him. He had no idea what was coming. But he sat in his driveway, got on the fucking phone, and we pushed him a little bit. We asked him some questions. Well-spoken dude. And I would, like I said, I would work for that dude just on that conversation. I'd be like, I'd work with this guy. I'd go to the jail with this guy, go on a call with this guy. I'd want to work with him. And that's what I'm looking for. These other fucking guys, like, dude, you see these fucking morons we post, and they're so out of touch, and they think they're so fucking special. They don't have the time to talk to people.
I wonder where he got his funding from.
Yeah, you're right. 300,000.
I don't know, and I don't know what's polite to ask. Like, I was gonna crack a joke at, like, what'd you do with your pay bump? But I'm like, that's somebody's fucking salary. You don't ask that. But I'm
could go back and we could actually dig into the election. If we want to, like, I'd keep an eye on this next one and see how it goes. They're public. They have to report, so you'd be able to see how much he raised, where it comes from. That's all public record. So
he only had 7 months to.
Yeah, April to November.
They must have really not liked that sheriff.
That's the way to do it, though, because had he have done it, I watched it happen here locally. Like, the guy that ran against our sheriff announced like 2 years early. That's a fucking nightmare. They transferred this dude. They put him in an IA. They fucking moved him from division to division. They tried to tell him he wasn't allowed to go. He's a school resource captain. They tried to tell him he wasn't allowed to go to school events in his uniform. Like, what are you, fucking nuts? I'm a goddamn cop. Like, they tried to keep him from going to football games on Friday night where his entire staff is like protecting the football game. You can't wear your uniform there. He's like, you've lost your fucking mind. Like, I'm a captain. I can wear. They tried to keep him away from the uniform, away from the spotlight under any circumstances to ruin his opportunity. So I'm sure it was not very fun for him for those 8 months.
I was gonna say, man, can you imagine the eggshells you walk on for that long? Like, just the wrong call. That sheriff's just waiting to fire you, waiting to fucking
you're watching social media, his AVL, his fucking emails, his missed court, like anything.
Yeah. Anything we can fucking fire this guy and make his character bad. But I commend him, dude. That's a hard spot to be in. Fucking running against your sheriff. I mean, you did that. Was that your scenario, or you supported the sheriff?
I would have supported him when he ran 4 years ago.
Yeah. Okay.
We supported another candidate that worked in the sheriff's office, and I watched it. I got fucking transferred for it. They tried to fucking ruin my life. I watched it unfold. It's ugly. It's ugly, and it sounds like they have a bigger agency. Obviously, their population is about 100,000, almost double my area. So that's a lot of pressure, man. And then you're in a liberal part of the country. You got to be careful how rah-rah you get about what you're going to do. You can't be out there going, we're going to pit them all. We're going to knock people. Like, you got to navigate that climate out there as well. So
yeah, if you're too much on that side, you won't be successful, I don't think.
I really like that he supported the guy with the foot on the head, man. Like, it's not the greatest thing to look at, but you got to control his head. Yeah, you don't step on, but I really respect that he could articulate that and say, look, suck it up. It didn't look great, but it is what it is.
Well, I mean, you look at it like a lot of, and I understand why people have social media people, because it's social media going through and replying in comments. That takes up so much time. That's a lot of time of your day that you'd be out on the road, you'd be doing meetings, and you're having to sit on fucking Instagram and reply to these people. But that's the new age of, like, no one watches the fucking sheriff on Channel 6 anymore at 6 on the 6 o'clock news. Like,
No.
that's not a thing. You get out to the people through social media, and I can only imagine trying to be a sheriff and also like keeping up in the fucking comments.
I'll be
But
honest
that's
with
what
you. I respect him. He answered me back in July. I sent him one message. He responded, just some fucking meme page, and he interacted, and we went back and forth. And I mean, that's the right way to do it. I think he's hitting the right area by being involved in social media. And nowadays, that's just as important as your performance. Like, you could, you got to interact with the community at this point, because social media itself is all about transparency and interaction. So he's pretty active on there, which I commend. Like, I really enjoy that type of leadership that doesn't mind. Hey, I might get it wrong, but here I am. I'm here talking about it. There's a discussion to be had.
I bet you he goes for lieutenant governor.
Yeah, we'll see what happens on the reelection. Hopefully he wins. I mean, I've not heard
That's
anything.
crazy. Somebody his age, like Young, is doing it the same thing. Like, he's setting a precedence there that maybe nationwide. I mean, how cool would it be if like that was a thing? Like,
28
young cop.
be a little young. He's very mature for 20. Like, you could tell his maturity is pretty up there. Like, I'd be a fucking clown, dude. I'd be like, we're choking everybody, we're beating everybody, we fucking, But it has to be mature. It has to be for the right reasons. And but yeah, I like his message.
We got a couple videos.
Somebody wanted to ask about distractionary blows. We didn't get there.
Yeah, there was a couple questions too. Yeah, I mean, we didn't even get all of our questions in. He must have virtual court if he's probably doing it on his computer.
No, he said he had to drive. He told me he had that much time. He probably has to be there at a certain time. He knows the travel distance. He's at in-person court. But you can't ask much more than that. I'd love to see more sheriffs come on, more people get on, and I think that's the way to get back in touch with the guys and back in touch with the community. I mean, look at me. I shit on these people constantly. If one of them came on, immediately it's going to have to be some type. I can't just scream and yell at them. We're going to have to talk, and they're going to have an opportunity to get digs back at me, get their points across, and just what's that? No, follows me.
He follows you.
Yeah, we can get this guy back on. I'm sure he's running for re-election, so I'm sure he'll take any opportunity to. Maybe we'll get him back on in a couple of weeks. Give him a chance to see how the campaign's going.
Do you think he'll collab on the reels?
Yeah, I think he would. Well, I don't know. It's pretty. I looked at his page. It's pretty structured. He might share it in the story.
Interesting. What's that say?
Mike, it's the guys like him that I was talking to you about. That's the change the job needs. I agree. And I'm mature enough now. I know nobody wants to believe this, but I'm mature enough now that I could be the sheriff. I could understand that you got to discipline people. But like, when I think about him, without trying to talk about myself in that scenario, I think about whenever I hear somebody say that. You might not like it, but it doesn't mean it's not one way of doing it. Like you talk about, you're right. He's right. You can beat somebody's brakes off if they're not pulling a knife out from underneath them, or they're refusing to give you their hands. You can do it. There's nothing wrong with it. You can do jujitsu, and you can use techniques that look better. Doesn't make either one of them wrong. So that's a great message, is just because you watch it and go, oh, God, I wouldn't have punched that guy in the face. Well, okay, I did, and I would. So it's
like I wouldn't drive an electric car. And you're like, well, they're good for the planet. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't care that you drive one. I just want to drive one.
You wouldn't ride in the passenger seat. I think it's great.
I'm not a pussy, but that's fine. I think a little Young, however, that could be a good thing, because he's not totally stained by the job and motivated. That's true too. I think you would do good at sheriff, because one of the other things that I've noticed too is, as leaders, is you have to trust other people's opinions. Like, you're really good at getting a fucking consensus of the room before you'll give your opinion and go, before we act. Like, am I wrong? Like,
No,
am I wrong?
mean, and that's maturity. Is like there was a time where like I was a dope cop. You couldn't convince me otherwise. Nope, we're hitting the house just like this. We're doing it this way. That's how we're doing it. And there was no way to change me. That was 30, 35 years old, 30, brain underdeveloped, not on TRT. But now, yes, I try to go like, is this the best way? I'm still kind of stubborn but I do want to hear what everybody else's ideas are at least, or have conversations. Sometimes it's tough to have conversations with me because my brain goes so fast, but when I can slow myself down, that's kind of why I talk like this on my podcast.
Podcasts are great because I have you for 42 more minutes and you can't go anywhere. But I mean, I'm talking like a regular, when you're done with the conversation, Mike, you're done. Like
that is a flaw. I was telling, who was I talking to about this?
This is you in a hoodie. Like, your hands are your hoodie. This is what you do. You go. Like, all right, he's checked out. Let's wrap it
about it. I think we were talking about it last week, or I can't remember where it was, but there are times, and I feel bad. I'll be in Publix, I'll be in the store, and I'll be talking to somebody mid-sentence, and I'll be like, all right, dogs, I'll see you, man. Like, I'm like, I didn't even let this motherfucker say anything. Or he like, I just, you're right. I try. And that's why here I like stare at the camera. Oh God, just don't say anything. Don't move your eyes. Don't move your mouth. Like I'm over here. It's autism. Yeah, it is. It's fine. Autistic people are very strong, right? I'm very strong.
Starts
Pacing. Oh, now it turns. So this went from Sheriff Sanders' episode to What's Wrong with Mike's episode. I like this. Let's keep going. This is I like where we're headed. I like where we're headed here.
Hey, welcome to my fucking world, dude. People think I'm retarded.
Well,
which is fair.
Well.
All right. So this is a comedian. Has nothing to do with police work, but it's
this is autism. So you have autism too. You just transition to something completely fucking outrageously out of context.
And we're done with that. Not with it.
A train went by.
All right. So he goes to people. He's obviously a conservative, but he does the whole like, dude, his page is funny. Josh Sider official, but here's one video.
Hey, how are you, sir?
Good, how are you?
Good. I have some terrible news. Are you the owner of the house here?
Yes, I am.
Unfortunately, it looks like you no longer are. My name's actually on the deed to the house.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not. My name's on the deed to the house, and I was looking to move in today, since this is mine. Looks like you've been living in my house. So I don't know whose name's on your deed, but
I find that hard to believe.
Why is that?
Because I've been living here for 40-something years, and me and my wife's name is on the deed.
Okay, well,
but
my name, me and you have the exact same name. That's where I think the issue is.
Okay, so can I ask you? I'll get you my deed.
Uh-huh.
And you get me your deed.
My deed?
That this house belongs to you.
So you're asking me for documents?
Well, I wouldn't have
to prove who I am?
Yeah, or your ID.
Excuse me, bigot? Are you asking a black man for his ID? I thought IDs were racist.
Well, I think they are.
I mean, is this not your sign?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so why are you asking me for my ID if you think IDs are racist?
Well, because...
So maybe IDs aren't racist. Is that possible? They're just there to prove who we are?
I think so.
Okay. So can I get you to take this sign down?
Absolutely. Because this is, to me, is totally crazy.
Okay. Good. And you're going to okay. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I don't know. I just thought that was really funny.
I just don't like I don't know about these people going up to people's houses like that, man.
Oh, that's dangerous as fuck, dude.
Yeah. Efren asked about that, the Shane Burbank. I didn't get a chance to ask the sheriff about that as well. That was a pretty controversial topic. Maybe we'll bring that up on the next one.
Wait, what?
So here, I'll read it to you. So a former Tacoma police officer who was hired as a sheriff's deputy in a neighboring county, despite his involvement in the violent fatal arrest of Manuel Ellis in 2020, has resigned just 2 days after taking his job. Thurston County Sheriff Derek Sanders said in a written statement Wednesday that he failed to anticipate the community's strong objections to hiring of Deputy Christopher Burbank, which Sanders said included death threats to Burbank's family. Burbank resigned effective immediately. There was an unarmed Black Death guy face down, hogtied, in kind of a George Floyd type scenario where he wasn't like kneeled on for 27,000 minutes.
Was he
But
secured?
he was on methamphetamine. Yeah, he was hogtied and on methamphetamine, and he ended up dying. And Burbank was one of the officers originally charged. Sanders hired him, and then there's kind of like a little bit of speculation if Burbank decided to resign or Sanders said, "Hey, dog, I can't do this." So that was one I wanted to get to, but I wasn't going to jam that in there during the conversation. That's something maybe we can get to at a later date.
Yeah, we'll bring him back.
I'm aware of it, and I will ask him. I don't mind asking, but I don't scare
Ted Malone for the membership. Now you can go back and watch all my dumbass videos I did when I first started this, and they're
or the
awful.
dumbass ones you did last week. Either one, you can go right back to last week too.
You don't have to have a membership for that one though.
Oh, okay. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, I got some more.
You got more?
I got more, dude.
Oh, my episodes helped me. So many views I got.
This is a little old, but it is fucking so good. Check this out.
Check this out.
Check this out.
Isn't a good look for you.
You think I care about my look?
No, no, trust me.
When you guys
it is evident by how you look, you don't care. We get that, trust me. No,
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying this, trying to be a social warrior. If you actually cared, you probably would care about the child who got raped and also the person who got murdered by the person that we were looking for. But see, you don't care.
No, I don't care because you guys
Thank
tried.
Thank
you just tried to.
Gay fed roast Karen, dude. We are living in 2026.
Well, this all started in 2016 when Trump ran for president. That started the whole thing. Have fucking debates with Hillary and that comedy, and now it's kind of just the cell phone is everywhere. People drop slick one. Like, I don't have a problem with those one-liners. I have no problem with dudes talking shit. If that dude in that car in Thurston County would have dropped to like a Karen fucking, I would have been like even better. You're getting a fucking double award.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have a problem with it.
Pride Assassin back with gifting another membership. Did you gift it to somebody else this time or to yourself again? But thanks, bro, man. That's awesome.
The lemon race.
The lemon race. Dude, I was on a fucking NASCAR kick last night. I started watching clips of Dale Earnhardt.
You're gonna be you're gonna live out your childhood fucking dream, huh? You're gonna get in that lemon and just fucking cold trickle it, man. Just fucking.
Apparently, Jimmy in his meetings, one of his meetings was with Clint, who they talked about this, and I was like,
"Good meeting, balls."
I go, okay, can you tell me about it? He goes, I'm in a Discord meeting, and then proceeds to send me a bunch of stuff, so I got to go look at it.
Oh, boy. We're living in a hell of a time.
Carchism. Here's another good one. I want you to see where it gets a little hairy.
Scary, hairy.
Yeah, I don't know if this is adrenaline or what, but...
You're gonna get tased, bro! Stop reaching!
Right here. Probably some profanity around this point.
I would think so.
But I thought that... Huh?
I hate when they go off that profanity.
Can't tell him we got the driver with taser deployment. What's up, bird?
You're gonna get tased, bro! Stop reaching!
Right at the stairs, man. That's a little that's what I was saying. Like, I don't know if maybe he didn't realize they were on stairs because it goes down, like they go downstairs and then they're on level ground and then somehow they go downstairs again. I don't know. That's San Bernardino, kind of California, I think. So
I got one queued up there, video queued up there. One of your people.
Oh, we didn't get
what?
You got your license on you? Why are you driving so fast, girly? Huh? Why are you driving so fast? Where's your license?
How? I just pulled out from the house. What did you talk about? Did you sure you got the right car?
Yes, I got the right car. Where's your license?
Call my mama. What did you talking about? I just pulled out from the house.
Yeah, you ran the stop sign at the house, which is why we're
No,
stopping
I
you.
didn't run the stop sign.
Not over here. Over across the 38.
Exactly. No, I didn't.
Okay, we're not going to fight this.
Yes,
okay?
it is, because what are you talking about?
I need your license and registration, not... You're about to get pulled out of the car if you don't give me your license and
I don't
registration.
have my license and registration. That's the point.
Okay, then you shouldn't be driving.
They told me something.
Where you
at the house.
Come on.
What the at the store.
I'm asking you to...
Can you let me go? I can
no.
get out. No, I don't have my license.
Get out of the car.
I'm finna. Can you let me go? What the f*** you touching me for?
Go. Get out.
Let
You're
me
making
go.
this
I'm
worse
gonna
than...
get out. What the f*** you
Get
doing?
out.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'll be at the f***ing store. She told me, man, get off my phone.
impeccable timing that Yusuf Force started when the mail showed up, but that could just be a coincidence.
Y'all got me. Y'all got me up. There ain't no stop sign. Y'all tripping. What the fuck? You know how to drive? What the fuck you dumb assholes? Y'all ain't gonna lie. On my mama. On my mama. I'm gonna die.
Well.
Not on her dad.
Bro, go. Let me go. Come on, somebody ran the stop sign. I said at the stop sign for the longest. What did you talk about? Huh? Jesus. All that. First of all, how y'all even see me at the stop sign? Y'all can't be this way. You dumb ass bitch. Man, stop touching me, girl, for a bit. You don't know about none of that.
We got one detained and she's uncooperative.
I am cooperative, whatever you said. It's not funny.
Did you call a stop out?
Oh, man.
What's going on?
She doesn't have a license and she's driving.
Basic. Basic fucking
Okay.
101.
Come on.
Look, she doesn't have a license and she's driving. Okay, that's why she's being detained and she's uncooperative. Not with the way she's acting.
Okay, because she didn't know what was going on.
Okay, that doesn't mean call your mom and ignore the cops. We're asking for her information.
I was calling her at the time when it was happening.
Regardless, let us do our investigation.
That was a
Ain't
great
that
video.
America? You and me.
First off, she fitting to get out. I'm fitting to.
As you
But
said,
like
whole big lie. I was calling her. No, you fucking weren't. We watched
Yeah,
the
we
lady
were there.
dial the phone.
I mean, obviously, the main part of this video is the behavior of some
People
amongst people that live with us in communities together. But I mean, I brought it up. They didn't start going hands-on until the male cop got there, and I've seen that so much. Probably majority, I'd say 90-95% of the time, is women will sit there and talk shit until the male gets there, and then it's time to go hands-on.
You went all the way on that one, huh?
Huh?
I was just showing a video. You just shit on the whole.
Did you not notice that?
I
Did
didn't
you not
notice. You pointed it out. I mean, I guess I'll,
You just wanted to watch a really good video for no reason.
you hate women. I get it. I mean, you and Dom
That
think
was in my IA, dude. That was in my IA. They said that he clearly shows that he hates women and female police officers. I mean,
yeah, I didn't know. I didn't realize that. I didn't know you were going there.
Just
told her to get out. She said get out of the car. You think she was a natural blonde, the driver?
dude.
Just asking.
Somebody called me out in the comments, right? When we did the jail, the prison guard, I made it into a clip, right, and put it in the video section. I guess at some point in there, I did the And somebody was like, dude, this motherfucker really whistling the Lion King song.
No way. No way. Oh, yeah. Yes. Yes, you did. I remember because we had watched the other video.
Yeah. I mean, because a 2.5 hour, a 2.5 hour broadcast is really going to be people are only going to see that who want to watch us every day. Like, it's going to be our support.
Or when somebody dives in to do research and finds out how you really feel. And
yeah. Oh, but you throw a clip out on the internet, it's like serving it up to people. And would you call that out of context, or was it pretty much cut and dry?
I mean, where would that take place? The jungle? Isn't that the name of the song?
Well, we were talking about it beforehand. I just can't remember what we were talking about, but we were like, oh, it was the Trump video.
I know exactly what it was. I'm trying to say it. I'm trying to avoid you saying it because it's worse when you say that.
It sounded a little something like this.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh,
so
man.
you're humming. I didn't even notice you're humming. That's good. That's real good.
Yeah, it was in the comments of the YouTube. I don't really.
I'm gonna get the video
too much.
in a second. The one that they're talking about. I'm gonna play that. We'll play that in a second. I'll have it here in a second.
All right.
Dom's been going off the rails about this video.
A new one?
Yeah, he did an episode on it. Yes, he's on Tuesdays and Fridays. He switches so much. He's on Tuesdays and Fridays now. Clint has got. Yeah, he's on Tuesday. Clint's gonna have to call in tomorrow and tell us the trooper update. Do you see Clint's picture in Patreon with the mini horse walking by his house?
No. His picture on YouTube's a Slipknot mask.
Is it?
Yeah.
I gotta get it off here.
Oh, sorry. I'm correction. My ex-wife who made those fucking bullshit allegations it was her friend that said I hated female cops, not my admin. Stupid.
You can say
it. Well, I can't show a propensity of hating women.
We're past that.
We're past that. Look at my wife over here. HH in the comments.
How long is this video? I'm waiting on this video.
You downloading it?
I'm doing something.
Let me see if I got any more.
I was talking about it. If we're gonna have to watch his, I think it's too long. Yeah, Dom doesn't say
anything.
Oh,
let me just go to his Instagram.
Yeah, it's 2 minutes and 42 seconds.
Search. Explore.
I'm not allowed to sing anymore. Never mind. My bad.
All right, we're here. Which I'm gonna share the screen now. Hold on.
It's the one with the one on the right. Top right.
This one?
Fourth one over. Yeah, top right.
I got him. Keep your hands down.
No sense of urgency.
Put your hands behind your back.
Put your hands behind your back. Bring it back.
Let me get this one.
Look at this fiddle fucking this.
Hey, put him down.
Get on your stomach. Get on your stomach now.
Put him down now.
Get on your fucking stomach. Do not move. Do not fucking move. You hear me?
She has no idea how to handcuff.
Put your hands on your back.
No idea.
Now.
Fucking love it.
Should have put that knee right in the back of the elbow, right compressed right down into the spine,
Love
into
it.
the ground. Used her body weight. That's the only thing she would have had advantage on, but she didn't know how to use it.
I bet she's got a lot of fun.
Can you imagine that chick's your fucking partner, dude?
Oh, you could hear her. She doesn't know what she's doing, this motherfucker.
Get on your stomach.
She thinks her boy here is going to bail her out of a bad situation. She doesn't know what she's fucking doing. At least he tries to get the legs in for there a little bit. All right, good job. Put his body weight on him.
This motherfucker, stop! Oh, fuck.
She's fumbling. She shot this guy because she has no idea what she's fucking doing. This man died because this female cop didn't know what she was doing.
Who shot him? Who shot him?
She does.
She shoots him when the cop's on top of him.
Keep playing.
Let go of him. Let go of him. Fuck. Fuck. Stop, dude. Let him go. No. Let him fucking go. Let him go, dude. I'm about to fucking shoot you.
Bro, she gets that two-hander on there. She's like holding
got the black taser out. She's got the black taser out, man. We're getting ready for business.
Let him fucking go.
Oh my God, look at her hand positions on this pistol.
Yeah,
she doesn't even know how to use a pistol.
Oh, let him go. Oh my God, I don't want to fucking shoot him. Let him go. Oh, Corey, I'm gonna have to.
She.
Oh, what the fuck happened?
I got him.
Oh, dude.
How about that?
Holy shit. He's just in a scuffle.
Yeah. Dude,
She's she shot him over a scuffle.
I remember when this came out. She's like she's talking herself. That's her answers too.
We have to shoot him.
I talk to myself a lot, but that she's talking herself through that, and that is where she's going with her brain. So
we have to shoot him. Oh my God.
Yeah, she's talking to herself at that point. She's not talking to anybody else. Yeah. She's having a conversation with her.
Don't fucking shoot. I'm right here. Like I'm my fucking the other cop was on the bigger side, and he was doing everything he was supposed to be doing. If he doesn't know how to fight, he was laying on that guy and not suffocating him, but that guy probably felt like he was suffocating. All that body weight with that vest.
But hanging on, was that deadly force? There was no deadly force there.
That guy was probably going to take off running if he got it. Worst case scenario, you fucking get off him and he fucking takes off running. If he touches the taser on the ground, that's where at least you have halfway of a debate for a good shoot, right? I mean, we could sit there and cut that one in half.
I mean, you got
it's better than what we saw.
Yeah. I get it. Hey, man. 30 by 30, dude. 30% females by 2030. We're on our way.
Do you think we're even close?
No, we're at 14%, maybe 15%. I think it was somewhere in there. They want to double that in the next 4 years. That sounds safe.
Sounds safe.
Like, look at that fucking Hillsborough County video I fucking posted on my story. Like, bunch of fat fucking dumps dancing around the fucking. I think she got arrested.
Do we know what?
I don't know. My wife will know. I don't know. I didn't do all the research on that one. I'm filling 30 minutes time here.
Cop bill. You said it's in your stories?
Yeah, there should be a Hillsborough County group of fucking morons dancing around.
All right, let me share again.
There you go. Look at this.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Why is there no sound?
I like them girls in them cowgirls. I like them girls in them Daisy Dukes. I like them girls in the cowgirl hair. Down in the country, that's where it is. Love me a country girl, and that's the thing. Down in the country, that's where it is. I like them girls.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That's Hillsborough.
That is. Can you imagine walking around that fair and seeing this mockery of law enforcement?
No vests. That fucking joke.
They're a joke.
It is a fucking joke, dude. It's a complete joke. And if you watch, I'm repeating somebody else's thoughts on this. I'm stealing this a little bit, but you look at what's going on, and I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna navigate this don't hum any songs. Okay. You see an influx in, it appears to be targeted black female cops, black females, Atlanta, Hillsborough. They're targeting a certain demographic and then sex. Yeah. Yes, and it seems to be happening more and more. Now, I'm not back to the drawing board. Women are inherently weaker than men. It's no way around it. You're now infiltrating and targeting a group of people that are weaker, and you're creating a number. We want this many by this time, and then you're making it look cool by them dancing around and doing all these things. What about when you're that female who's got a partner in the middle of a fight? Are you ready to do the right thing? Are you ready to fight? Are you going to just shoot them? Like, what about when you're one-on-one, like the previous call where the black female doesn't want to get out of the car? Like, nobody is talking about that's the reality of this job. The non-reality of the job is dancing at the fair, right? Simple. But everybody, while they're dancing at the fair, there's shootings going on in Hillsborough. There's fucking domestics. There's suicide attempts. There's guys running from traffic stops. We're pushing that version of the job out. And then when you stand on somebody's fucking head on a call, we got to, that's the reality. That's the more normal. There's more heads getting stood on today than there are people dancing around the fair, like interacting with the cops that love them. So we're creating an image that is completely non-related to law enforcement and not realistic. And then we're hiring people based on that image, and we are done. We are done if we have a bunch of dancing fat black chicks as our cops in Tampa. I'm sorry. If Hillsborough County fills their agency with those people, we're done, dude. We're done. You can't do anything. You're done.
I mean, here's the thing too. When they get hired, they move them immediately to community relations or POI or social media, any way to get the black females or the Hispanic lesbians in front of the community so they can go, hey, we're diverse. We'll let the fucking white males go out there and fucking fight crime until it's time to burn them, and then they're out. They have a trajectory on their career, and they're never going to get themselves in a spot to where they need the union or they're in an IA. They're also never going to get themselves into a spot of real police work. They're just, as soon as they're done with FTO, minimum road time, and boom, they're in a community-oriented squad.
And you are permanently, generationally destroying that agency. Because let's say 28-year-old Sheriff Sanders comes in to Hillsborough County and wins the election. You think he can move 25 black females at once out of the fucking specialty units back to patrol? Jesse Jackson will resurrect himself from the grave and show up at the door. And yeah, he died last week. He will resurrect.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Jesse Jackson.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, he died. No, he's dead. He will resurrect himself from the grave and come back and fight that. You can't. You wouldn't be able to come in and move and undo that entire debauchery. You're done. So it would be lawsuits. It would be all kinds of problems. And I'm not saying that black females aren't capable of doing the job. Don't get me wrong. I'm not just saying, but I'm saying if you have so many that have never worked patrol and you put them in specialty positions, and you want to go, you know what, I'm going to redo this. I want to move all these people around. You're not going to be able to do that. You're absolutely not going to be able to do that. You will be sued, civil rights. You'll be sued if it's females, minority. You're creating an agency that has massive problems. And on a small level, I see it here locally. They promoted some females to the female sergeant that has no business even being a cop. What do you do when somebody else comes in and I win? Let's say I win and I go, she is not able to be, she's a lesbian female. I can't move her. What am I going to say? Fucking demote her? We had an Asian male get promoted under the same circumstance. He could take a test because he's a smart Asian guy and he passed 100. They finally promoted him. They put him right in the courthouse. Years later, and somebody else comes in, wins the election and says, you're not at the courthouse anymore, in the road patrol. Within a year, he was demoted and they had to go through all these problems because he had no business ever being in the position he was in. So you're creating entire agencies and shifts and of community affairs units full of people that have never done the job, can't do the job. And if somebody comes in and go, you know what, out of the grace of God, so-and-so won, he's going to redo the whole agency. You can't even do it.
You know who would remove all those fat black lesbian women from their job is Colonel Bovino of the Border Patrol in his trench coat. He would come in and
he would do a lot. I thought you were going somewhere else with it.
Gets in the car. Gets in the boxcar.
I thought you were going to go somewhere else, like
where
painted faces or something. I got a video Clint sent in if you want to load that video.
Let's load that video. All right.
You know him?
Oh, that's not the right one.
He's got the long horns.
Definitely not the right one. All right.
You know him?
That's Clint's neighborhood, man.
He's got the long horns. Looks like something you'd see in a parade.
Clint talking about anything is hilarious. It's a horse, I guess, a little mini horse. But Clint, I could listen to Clint narrate anything.
Yeah, I could too.
Like it's that good.
Yeah, he should read audiobooks. But he should read audiobooks, but of Black women that wrote it.
Oh boy. We need a spot for Clint to like, so we can't talk too much. We need to get a spot for him to read something each week. And we just make something up, have him read the story.
Yeah.
Good evening, lady. Good morning, everybody. It's Clint.
Welcome. We'll find it for him though. Won't let him.
He's got it. All he's allowed to do is read that.
Yeah.
Oh, mini donkey. I'm sorry. It was a mini donkey. It's a jackass. But yeah, he gets to read. Like, all right, Clint, read it. Might be a children's book, might be a real story. We never know what it's going to be. Just read it.
That's it, man. You want to end it early today?
You want to end it early?
I mean, I wasn't really expecting the planning wise of the sheriff leaving at noon. I don't want to waste anybody.
We're here. We're good. You want me to put the hat on?
Can you do the next 10 minutes in an Asian accent, please?
So I was watching Tom Segura, and he says that's the only one you're not allowed to do.
Really?
That's what he said.
Leave it to us.
He says you can do all the other accents, and it's acceptable, but for some reason, Asian is not acceptable. Well, I'm fucked. He's hilarious too. If you haven't watched his latest on Netflix, he's really good.
I haven't seen the last one.
He's done a couple really, really good ones. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I mean, my wife has a follow-up today. I got to get her to the doctor. I got to get ready tonight, 7 p.m. on Counterculture. Dominic Izzo, and Copville for Hot Topic. I'm sure we'll be talking about Dominic's video, females being cops, all the cool stuff. He'll say the things I can't say, so don't forget to tune into that. And then right after that will be Jimmy's Shadowcast Live at 8 p.m. on Counterculture as well. So you got back-to-back Counterculture episodes tonight.
Yeah, he said there's updates. He texted us. Largest aerial buildup of combat capabilities by the U.S. Air Force in Europe and the Middle East since the Gulf War. So
he'll be talking about that. I'm not
nerd stuff. Open.
I'm sure Discord will come up, right? That'll be mentioned.
Guys, I'm on a really important meeting in Discord.
I'd say
What do you need?
We're still talking about Discord about it May. We'll still be talking about it. Still don't know what it is. Oh, somebody sent. You're smart enough not to get it. Somebody sent like a thing this morning about our show, advertising today's show, and they sent it out in Discord. And it binged my phone at like 7:15 this morning.
I got an email.
I got a fucking notification.
Yeah, I got a notification email. I'm not on Discord, but I know the Counterculture emails.
Discord. Oh my goodness gracious! We have a.
I'm gonna have you walk me through it, dude.
Did you know we had a child area called the daycare?
No, not anymore. We don't. We're calling it something else. I don't care anything. JV team, fucking whatever. Just don't call a group of children the daycare.
No, I don't think that's the one. Well, don't forget to go to copvilleog.com, the best clothing line in the Counterculture network.
No, it's not.
Use code antihero for 15% off. Antihero 15. I had a pre-workout yesterday. Got our own pre-workout
with the dumbest logo I've ever seen.
The fucking baddest logo I've ever seen.
You have all the AI capability at your hands, and you fucking put that logo on there.
Rocket Fuel. Okay. What a cool name.
No, I'm not saying Rocket Fuel's not a cool name. It's not, but that's not what I'm arguing. I'm arguing the fucking logo of 2 rockets on it.
Rocket Fuel.
It's
going to the moon for the first time. That's where it's headed.
It'll make your fucking butthole tingle.
We got Peach. Peach will be in studio tomorrow night for Night Shift. For those interested.
Oh, yeah, guys, don't forget, you got to go to Counterculture Inc. Oh, thank you, Mike. You got to go to Counterculture Inc. YouTube to watch Night Shift now. And also, a lot of our shows, we're moving to the Counterculture Inc. Audio line feed, whatever it is on Apple. Rather than have Shadowcast and Unfiltered Unfazed and Open Mic and Night Shift have all of their own channels, they'll all be underneath the Counterculture umbrella on the audio platforms, which will give them a lot more exposure. If you're like, I don't know what Open Mic is, you're probably not going to go look for it. But if you come across it and you're listening and you laugh, that's how that kind of works. So, but Night Shift will be underneath the Counterculture banner rather than Night Shift.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
For all of them?
No, not for all of them. Just for the in-house shows. Your show is probably has been going long enough to where it might not benefit from that. It might not.
No, I think it. Yeah,
You get good audio numbers.
Yes.
Yeah, then you wouldn't.
So I get what you're
wouldn't.
saying. So instead of having to search, I see. You're just going to search counterculture.
Like
and then-
open mic will just
I
be
get-
under counterculture, like sports, night shift, and the girls. And then if somebody gets big enough and they want to be on their own line, there's no difference in anything other than it's just its own line. It's like anything. It has to be searched for on its own. And so right now, newer shows benefit more being underneath that umbrella.
Right.
But if they get big enough and they want to do their own thing, that's totally fine.
That was the point of counterculture anyway, was to drag everybody in. Yeah.
So, but get people like Nick exposure because that guy's a fucking character, but he doesn't put out any podcasts.
He is a character. The Grinch pajamas. You got to get him and Dom. No, him and Dom and the Marine guy on.
Yeah, we gotta set up like fucking pre-recorded like just battles. Or we should do it live. People would probably want to watch those live. Why don't you host them on Copville?
What, them fighting?
Just fucking people arguing. You mediate, set some rules. Like, hey, you have a timer.
I'd add another show to the network. You want me to do that?
No, you're still down one in the hole. We're still waiting.
How many are you in the hole?
No, I really do. In all seriousness, I love how Pig in the Plug is doing. It's doing great. Lots of traction. Great videos coming out. It's just you really nailed it, Mike.
So, for those that don't know, Tyler's a cocksucker. Obviously, Jason and I are doing a show, Pig in the Plug, but you don't rush perfection, right? So he's in the process with the 10 toes stuff, gathering the good equipment because, in our studio, Tyler has one camera that's really, really good with a good lens, and he puts it on himself, and then everybody else struggles with like subpar stuff. So what we don't want to do is start out something where everything is all fucked up. So what Jason and I are doing is taking the high road. Plus, I'm going to be gone for a cruise in March. I don't want to start a show and then end a show and have a gap in it. Once I get back, it's going to be like the rest of the year. I'm not going to be able to go anywhere because.
When's your cruise in March?
I don't know yet.
All right, I'm gonna be gone. I'm gonna be in Cali March 16th through like the 21st.
All right, we're going to
Going
be
on.
totally shut down then.
All right, is that the same week of yours?
It might be. The NI is closed.
Yeah, I mean, I could do a lot of remote. I'm gonna pack like a mic and my laptop and stuff, so I'll be able to go. I just won't.
We might be. Well, I can stream from the boat, so we might be.
No,
be
you
on a
can't. That was awful.
No, I can pay
Every
for like.
time you tried to get on, it was. Oh, you're saying if you have like something coordinated and scheduled?
Yes, yeah. We might need Justin. Justin, you're on the hook. Get the Tesla out of the garage. Put the nice clothes on.
Fucking sleep here for a week and hold down the fort with Jimmy.
Just have Jimmy run the company. That's what Tristan said. Tyler on gaycation. Fucking Clint, dude.
Bring your own
All right,
camera
I'm
in.
good. I gotta get rolling anyway. Perfect timing. Don't forget to get your
Sorry to
war hat.
bother you, Mike.
Oh, sorry to bother me. Yeah, I'm 4 shows on the network on enough. So let me go. Oh, I got another
All
one.
right, we'll be back. We'll be back. Flagship broadcast tomorrow, 11 a.m. in studio. I'm sure something will happen between now and then.
JV team for life.